Moving on to our next speaker. She is Rashi Mathur. She is a seasoned celebrity functional medicine coach and nutritionist with an extensive expertise in the field of functional medicine. Holding certification from FMCA IFM, Rashi Mathur is known for an innovative approach to functional, low-carb diets and elimination diets. She has also been successfully creating personalized plans that seamlessly fit into individuals' lives. Their ability to creatively navigate challenges and find practical solutions has made her a trusted resource for clients seeking sustainable lifestyle changes. Her topic for today is, and that's a very important topic, that how to choose a right protein supplementation is what everybody asks, whether it's he's a weight trainer or whether he's a normal individual in terms of kidney disorders. So over to you, Rashi. Please go ahead with your topic. And
thank you, Dr. Karishma, for the introduction. Very good afternoon to all of you for taking out your precious time to join us on a Sunday for the conference. Without wasting much time, I will start because we have a long way to go. And by the end of my presentation, a lot of you might just be convinced to supplement or not to supplement with the protein supplements out there. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen here.
Your screen is visible.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible. Oh, yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay, let's start. In our journey towards optimal health, there's a topic which is highly misunderstood and the one that often sparks concern and hesitation in many: protein supplements. It's highly debated, and that if protein supplements are really needed or if the protein in the diet is enough. And like Dr. Preeti said, many might not agree or agree to disagree, but I'm going to be sharing the challenges we can face with trying to optimize the protein from diets alone. And when required, how we can use protein supplements effectively for our patients. In our health-conscious world, we are bombarded with information about what to eat, what to avoid, which is the best food plan to follow, and how to achieve the perfect balance. And when it comes to protein supplements, there's a cloud of uncertainty and in their use and a trust in the good brand. Let's explore, when approached mindfully, protein supplementation can be a valuable ally in achieving our health and wellness goals. Now I want to discuss a broader issue. I feel this one topic which has to be discussed when we talk about health, because it is also the starting point, as many might put it, root cause of most chronic disorders, and it usually goes undiagnosed till a much later stage. Let's take a look at a general trend and a common eating pattern here. For breakfast, usually poha, upma, paratha, sandwiches. If it's eggs, then it's with 2 slices of breads. Let's look at now the carb content and the protein in just 100 grams of poha. Poha, 6.7 grams of protein, 77 grams of carbohydrates. For those who are trying to go for healthier options, oatmeal with fruits, 35 to 40 grams of carbohydrates, 9 to 10 grams of protein, plus the fruits, sugar in the fruit. Around 45 to 50 grams of carbohydrates can spike high blood sugar even with an oatmeal bowl loaded with fruits. As the day progresses and people head to work, a lot of them already start feeling sleepy and brain fogged, and even after the so-called energizing breakfast, they usually head for another cup of tea or coffee to get going through the day. For lunch, it's typically 2 chapatis, rice, and a bit of veggies and dal, grains being the main source of the food. Evening snacks, things like biscuits, rusk, murmura, makhana are very common. Dinner similar to your lunch. Non-veg diets being most compromised of chicken curry or non-veg curry 3 to 4 times in a week in smaller quantities. A lot of you here might or might not be following this pattern of eating, but this is just a general trend seen among most people. This eating style is widespread across India, with most meals being heavy on grains. The problem is focus on carbs make it difficult to keep up with the daily protein intake. This way of eating can lead to issues like insulin resistance and not getting enough protein. People might gain belly fat because of insulin resistance, but they often are made to think it's only because of eating extra fats or the calories. So a common response is to cut down on fats like butter and ghee, fried foods, and make changes like having paranthas without ghee, without butter, but creating a lot of more hunger pangs and sugar spikes. This misunderstanding puts people at risk of metabolic disorders, and that's why it's crucial to rethink and address these eating habits. Here's the bottom line. Whether we are into veggies or meat, making sure we get enough protein is super important for all our health. As per the new guidelines, we must try and get 1.2 to 1.8 grams of protein per kg of body weight based on our lifestyle. So it makes it around 70 to
Sorry
80.
to interrupt, Rashi. I mean, just checking, your slides are changing, right? You're on the slide which says the role of protein.
Yes.
Okay,
I'll
all
be
right.
changing the slides.
Sure, thanks.
Based on our lifestyle. So it makes it a minimum around 70 to 80 grams of protein a day. How many here find it difficult to try and hack through this? Especially in the realm of functional medicine, our patients or clients come to us with chronic autoimmune disorders, inflammation, gut, digestive disorders. In most cases, the gold standard followed in nutrition is the elimination diet. It's important to note that the effectiveness of elimination diets can vary from person to person. But we start with eliminating the inflammatory foods like gluten, dairy, refined oils, and sugars. Many patients with these chronic issues have some or the other gut or digestive problems, and digesting protein can become very challenging from them. One of the reasons can be due to lower stomach acid, which can cause bloating and discomfort. We will not be getting into supplementing with whey, as most patients are on dairy and lactose eliminations. I would like to add here that whey protein is known to be a superior form of protein due to its excellent amino acid profile, rapid absorption. But due to dietary restrictions, we need to make a choice for a plant-based option by assessing each case. A person with no underlying health condition or digestive complaints can be advised a whey form of protein. Again, it will vary from person to person. Now I am going to discuss one such case where I worked with many food limitations and dietary restrictions and how I worked on increasing the protein intake, which was a major concern with them. Let me share a case we worked on for a young boy, 16 years old. As you can see on my slide, he had multiple food intolerances and allergies. Wheat, even rice, soy, nuts, dairy, all of it would give him discomfort. Peanuts triggered an extreme reaction. He was dealing with rash breakout, sweating, feeling excessive heat, skin redness, face swelling, and in extreme reactions, he would even find it difficult to breathe. His health concern wasn't just the allergy symptoms, it went deeper. He couldn't eat most foods. There was this constant fear what might trigger a reaction, and he was always hungry. There was a lot for a young boy to handle, and naturally his parents were worried about his growth and overall health. The conventional approach was putting him on steroids to tone down his overreactive immune system. When they approached us, the goal was to reduce the dosage and work on giving him nutrient-dense food plan, which he could tolerate and explore more options to include in his diet. We started by managing his food allergies, eliminating some, introducing others, keeping a close eye on everything in a journal. We worked extensively on the diet protocol, but his parents were still very worried about his protein intake, being a complete vegan diet with so many restrictions. We were able to give him a good, clean, plant-based protein supplement, which he loved to have, and gave him extra 25 to 30 grams of protein for his daily need. He really missed his milkshake, which he could no longer take due to having discomfort with dairy. But now with the recipes we shared with him, he was able to make delicious protein shakes and add protein powder to his gluten-free roti. We were able to meet our nutritional goal, and even in such a restricted diet. A satisfied young boy and relieved parents, knowing that he could enjoy his food, manage his allergies, and still get the nutrients he needed. We worked with many recipes, included good fats, proteins, and still tried to keep the allergies under control to whatever extent possible. Guiding and coaching with these limitations can be very challenging, but I believe that limitations bring out creativity. And that's exactly what I learned from a case like this, that the most important thing to do is focus on what to include rather than what to eliminate. And that's when the food limitations mindset drastically changes. There are multiple cases which we have seen, where the cases are not very extreme, where patients or clients are just looking to add a protein supplement, or just to increase their protein intake by 25 to 30 grams in a day, but they do not know how to choose the protein supplement correctly or to take proteins from the diet. If a person is following a good protein intake and a balanced diet, in such cases supplementation can be avoided. But like Dr. Manjari said, that one thing I have seen, that when people are having insulin resistance and they are on, one meal plan a day, or they're, fasting, like, just having one meal plan, or they're going for 2 meals planning a day, which really helps with the insulin resistance. That is the time where I have given protein supplementation, a very low carbo protein supplementation, and it has worked wonderfully in terms of trying to meet the protein needs of patients, because a lot of them come and they have a lot of concern in terms that are they meeting their protein goals. Because when you reduce their food intake, or when you reduce their intake of meals to 2 meals a day, it becomes very challenging to meet the protein needs at that time. And a protein supplementation or a meal replacement for protein works very well if the protein does not contain too much of sugar and carbs. And that's what we are going to be discussing in the next slides. So quickly, I will just go through some of the signs and symptoms of protein deficiencies. Think of your body as waving little red flags to get your attention when there is a protein deficiency. Clinically, your body might start dropping hints to swelling in your feet and ankles, hair fall, slow recovery of muscles, aging, low immunity. All these are very general signs of low protein intake. Practitioners may use a combination of clinical assessment, symptoms, and laboratory markers to evaluate protein status, like serum albumin, total protein. Total protein levels in the blood, which include albumin and globulins, can be assessed. Low total protein levels may indicate a protein deficiency, but not always. One is a marker that measures the amount of urea nitrogen in the blood, a byproduct of protein metabolism. However, I feel these markers alone cannot be used to assess protein deficiency. In my practice, I have seen that most people are fatigued and have a low protein intake, assessing their diet and following a very mundane form of eating. Functional medicine practitioners often consider dietary intake, assessing the types and amount of protein consumed as a part of overall evaluation. It is important to note that the interpretation of these markers should be done in context of the individual's overall health, medical history, and clinical representation, considering various factors, symptoms, and lifestyle. Now, this comes a very interesting, slide, because a lot of us are, confused about what is it that we need to see while choosing a protein supplement, right? What are the red flags? Which are the ones, what should we be avoiding? In the next slide, we're going to be comparing 2 protein labels and see what is a clean label and what is the label one we can, have red flags on. The greatest challenge in this protein pursuit is finding a clean protein from a trusted brand. Trust is the key here. When choosing a protein supplement, it's essential to be mindful of the ingredients, including artificial additives, sweeteners, preservatives. Here are some of the ingredients which one has to be cautious about. Artificial sweeteners, which come as aspartame, sucralose, saccharin. Maltodextrin is a carbohydrate derived from starch, and it's commonly used as a food additive in variety of processed foods and supplements. Maltodextrin is also used to improve the texture of the food products. It is high glycemic index, meaning it can cause a rapid spike in blood sugars level even when consumed. And there are a lot of protein supplements marketed as diabetic protein supplements containing this maltodextrin. So one red flag which we should always watch out is that the product should not be containing hidden sugars like maltodextrin. High sugar content. We'll again be discussing this in detail in the next slide. Be cautious of protein supplements with high sugar content. A lot of protein supplements have a big, huge, sign in their first in the packaging saying no added sugars, right? But when you see the nutritional facts, you will be surprised to see the carbohydrate content. No added sugar means they're not adding extra sugar, but the sugars already present as carbohydrates in the protein supplements can give you a very big sugar spike. And that is one reason why a lot of diabetics I have seen taking protein supplements were not able to improve their HbA1c levels when they came to me. And one such diabetic actually shared the nutrition label with me, which I'm going to show you in the next slide, and you will be amazed. Allergens, we need to be careful about, which is gluten, soy, dairy, GMO, right? Hydrogenated and refined oils. This is one thing which is a complete red flag when it comes to choosing your protein supplements. Lot of protein supplements, protein powders are, over there use hydrogenated oils like sunflower, canola oils in their protein. If it is mentioned in their ingredient list, personally, please avoid. Quality of protein source is very important. Choosing a protein supplement with high quality protein source is very important. In plant-based protein, if you can find a good combination like a pea protein along with a moong protein or a pea protein along with a rice protein, this combination will give you a better amino acid profile. If possible, choose a protein supplement which is non-GMO. Look for third-party testing. Look for products that undergo third-party testing for quality and purity. This ensures that the product
Rashi,
claims...
are you on the same slide? Or it's important to choose the right protein?
I'm going to be changing this slide in the next slide, because I'm going to be comparing the nutritional facts in the next slide.
Right now, the slide is the problem with protein, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So now I'm just going to come here. So third-party testing is very important. A certification can be obtained from the company, and many already give these certificates. Make sure it's from a good acclaimed lab. Bioavailability. Proteins containing digestive enzymes and phospholipids are much more bioavailable. That means that they are already in the pre-digested form, and there is a complete breakdown in absorption of amino acids in the cell. This is again what we are going to be discuss now. So now, as you can see this slide, right? Let's talk about this slide, because I think this is one of the most important slides which we are going to be discussing in this presentation. Let's delve into the nutritional comparison of two protein supplements, emphasizing the stark differences in the ingredients profile. On the left side, we have a very well-known brand marketed as a diabetic protein replacement drink. It is actually available in every single store, pharma ad you will see, right? Astonishingly, a single serving provides 6 grams of protein accompanied by substantial 20 grams of carbohydrates, including 5 grams of sugar. And this is a diabetic protein. So let's not even talk about, what a general protein will hold. The product contains maltodextrin, as you can see. It contains allergens, soy, hydrogenated oils, sucralose, and aspartame. So you can see these are all the red flags which we don't want to consider while taking in the protein. So we are mostly out here getting all the allergens and the carbohydrates, but where is the protein? I just don't, understand. And these are the reasons why people start to fear proteins, because they get, allergies, they're not able to digest these kind of proteins, they get a sugar spike, they're not improving on their HbA1c level. So they kind of, start doubting that all protein supplements can be bad for them. So here you can see how many preservatives are here. Now let's look at the slide to focus on the right. When we present the nutritional fact, this protein supplement is of the Vita-1 protein. It's a blend of mung and pea protein, providing 20 grams of protein per serving, which is decent and good. Minimal natural sweetener, stevia, right? And very less, only 0.2%, slight sweet, and a complete amino acid profile. One outstanding feature which I love is the phospholipid, which really makes it highly bioavailable. Bioavailable is my favorite subject, when it comes to supplements or, when it comes to protein. If the protein or the supplement is not bioavailable, it's not going to be absorbed rapidly by your cells, and it's not going to break down and be of any use, right? So here, phospholipids is also important for the function of cell membranes, and absorption of nutrients is directly inside the cells. It also contains digestive enzymes, which means it is already in the pre-digested form, breaking the amino acids down for easy absorption, so it cannot give any gut symptoms like bloating, acidity, or indigestion. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, made from organic whole beans. It's third-party tested. Taste good, quite decent. So what I do is, in the summers I make a good shake out of it, blend it with a lot of ice, and in the winters I make a nice hot chocolate out of it and enjoy the taste. Because if you can see, look at the carbohydrate content of this, right? It is 4.2 minus the fiber, hardly 3 grams of carbohydrate content. So can be taken by diabetics, can be taken by anybody who has insulin resistance, or can be used as a meal replacement for weight loss. I've personally been taking it for quite some time, quite happy with the results, not had any digestion issues. So these are some of the things, we need to be careful about when we are choosing the protein supplements. And a lot of brands nowadays are making, creating awareness and coming out, in the open, being very transparent about the ingredients they are using. They're not using a lot of ingredients like maltodextrin. They're not using hydrogenated oils. But at the same time, one has to be cautious if they're having insulin resistance, that the carbohydrate per serving is low, that there are no natural sugars also, so that they don't spike the blood sugars, right? And it is a bioavailable form of protein, right? And if it has digestive enzymes, then it is already the pre-digested form, which will not give you any kind of gut issues. So these are the things we need to watch out for. And I hope this slide has been helpful to you in trying to assess what is it that we should avoid, and what is it that we can go for in terms of going for a clean protein brand versus then just picking up any off the shelf or off the rack proteins. A lot of brands now in the US are adding monk fruit sweetener, which is amazing because it is really good in the taste. It does not spike the sugar, and it is completely natural. So if you can find a protein which uses monk fruit as a sweetener or enhancer, it is absolutely okay to take. But try and avoid any artificial sweeteners in the protein. So we've already discussed in this the slide about what all we need to see. We need to see that it's bioavailable, gut friendly, low carb, right? Karishma, how much time do we have?
We have 4 minutes, but 2 minutes to go because we have questions as well. That's all.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Minutes.
So now we are just going to be putting in an end to this. There are a lot of myths when it comes to protein supplements. Now one of the biggest myths are protein supplements are only for bodybuilders. Let's break down this common misconception. Are protein supplements only required for bodybuilding, bulking up, or when you are exercising? Protein is a superhero of all nutrients, and it's not just for people with active lifestyle. Every cell in your body owes its existence to protein. It's the construction worker of the body, building and repairing cells. Protein is also the brains behind the operations, helping out with making enzymes, supporting your immune system, and even contributing to your brain and cognitive health. A lot of research is already being done on amino acids and depressions, and how lack of amino acid can actually lead you to having a depressed feeling. Optimal protein is essential for everyone's health, not only for muscle repair, but for each and every function of the cell and its structure. So even if you have a sedentary lifestyle, your body still utilizes the protein for every single function, leaving you fatigued if diet is not sufficient. Importance of protein for the elderly. It helps in maintaining muscle mass. It can aid in recovery from illness and injuries. It supports the immune function. Now, just to summarize the entire presentation of what we've done, protein isn't exclusively reserved for bodybuilders or health enthusiasts. It plays a crucial role for everyone. While a balanced diet should always be the starting point, life's twists and turns and health challenges may need extra support. It's time to shift the marketing focus. Protein supplements aren't confined to the gym or the gym enthusiasts. They're a nutritional ally for all, promoting strength, health, resilience in the face of life challenges. Thank you, everybody. And I really hope you enjoyed my take on the protein. There was so much I wanted to cover more and, deep dive into it, but just covered the main points of, whatever I could possible. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today here.
Thank you so much. Can you please unshare your screen? Could you please do that? Thank you so much, Rashi, for putting out your knowledge on proteins, as it's very important when it comes to low carbohydrate diet, elimination diet, gut dysbiosis, and whatnot. There's one question though. In case of what is your take when it comes to stevia and the pea isolate being taken together? So if artificial sweeteners are not there, then is stevia okay? There's a question in the chat box.
Yeah, stevia is an absolutely natural sweetener, doesn't cause any spike. See, when we are assessing, we always have to see which is the best option to go for, right? So what we need to majorly avoid is the aspartame, the sucralose, the maltodextrin. These are the artificial sweeteners or the starches we need to avoid. The natural ones, the mostly used in clean protein supplements, are stevia or monk fruit. Monk fruit is just being introduced in the Indian market, and you'll find very few supplements using monk fruit because due to the lack of availability of monk fruit in India. But when you are seeing a clean protein brand, a vegan protein brand in the US, they're using monk fruit. In India, a lot of people in the clean brands are using stevia, and in smaller quantities also. So it's absolutely okay to use stevia. And in case you don't want to use stevia, you can also go in for a protein supplement which is unsweetened. So it will have absolutely no stevia or no artificial sweetness, and this can be added to your rotis, to your chilas, to get extra protein in your diet.
Thank you so much, Rashi. I also request you to stay back for some period of time and answer the questions in the chat box. Just answer one question. This has been received in the personal chat to me, that in case of severe gut dysbiosis, what kinds of proteins do you recommend, and what is your take on cooked and uncooked proteins during the gut dysbiosis? If you could answer that in the chat box. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, with severe gut dysbiosis, each case and each case is very individually. We have to look at the patient, one to one. So, for example, if we are doing a vegan diet and the person is a vegetarian, right? Now they might have a problem digesting proteins in legumes, right? I might give them a bowl of protein, but they might have.
Sorry for the interruption. We are running out of time. Please answer this question in the chat box is my request to you, I was requesting. Yeah,
Thank you.
this question and the other questions as well. Thank you so much, Rashi, for
I'm
joining
going to
us.
see that
And yeah,
and
thank you
answer.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.